Aston Villa this midweek pretty much were close to crumbling under Stevie G. The Aston Villa owners put him out of his misery and sacked him. An instant result, Aston Villa 4-0 against Brentford. I wonder what Stevie G must be thinking if he saw that result. The past couple of weeks have not been good for Aston Villa. Draw 1-1 against Forest, lost 2-0 to Chelsea, gonna trash 3-0 by Fulham. So it has been coming, but I guess I have to ask England, like, when he just was appointed Aston Villa manager, there's a lot of optimism from Liverpool fans. What now? What's the narrative now? Like, does he have to reset? Or is it looking like maybe he's not going to be Liverpool manager? Or maybe it's always, all along, it was like a pipe dream to expect him to become Liverpool manager?
No, I think if he had done well at Aston Villa, he would definitely have been the next manager whenever Jurgen Klopp left. So I think this is a step back that you do badly. Then no choice. If you go back to the drawing board, need to at least show your credentials with a Premier League club. I think the Rangers one wasn't enough. So even if he had stayed at Rangers all the way, eventually you still have to make a jump to the Premier League and do well with one of the clubs there before I think Liverpool will appoint him. Because other than him, we can always go for one of Jurgen Klopp's assistant managers to sort of remain in that same playing style if we wanted to continue on after Klopp leaves. So yeah, I think it's an uphill task for him, but it's fine. He's still very young. Still got a lot of years to go. And managers usually get fired very quickly. So I'm sure he'll have his chance eventually. It's just when only.
Okay. We always ask these kind of questions on our show, but I have to ask Robin, was it a harsh sacking?
I think so, Yeah, because based on the Chelsea game, I thought Villa played really well. Kepa just had a Superman game, right? It's damn unlucky for them. So I was quite sad to see Gerrard go, a bit harsh. But then it's proven right for now. I didn't watch the Fulham game, so I don't know how bad they were to get trash training. But that doesn't look very good on Gerrard at all.
I hope none of my colleagues are watching, but I watched the Fulham game.
It's okay. They don't know where's the Fulham game.
Thursday 2:30 AM. So not a great sign if I'm watching that game. But yeah, Aston Villa were pretty bad. All three of the goals were from set pieces. 2 were from corners and 1 was a throw in. Basically every time we took a corner, it's like taking a penalty. It's like for sure somebody will get a header. Maybe it'll at least be a shot on goal, which I think was pretty poor from Aston Villa. Out of the games that I've watched as from a Fulham perspective, I've never felt more comfortable in a game. And I guess that's a bad sign if you're Aston Villa. You're definitely aiming for much higher than that. Hard to say who Aston Villa are going to bring in as next manager.
Well, I don't know. who are the free agents. Because nowadays you don't need a free agent. You can just just buy off somebody from some club.
There are some names being bandied around. Ruben Amorim. We don't know anything about him. He's a Sporting Lisbon. But of course, there's everyone's favorite. Good evening.
Good evening, he's a free agent.
He's not a free agent. He has to buy him out for Villarreal. Yeah, that is possible also. Thomas Tuchel, because he's a free agent, but unlikely they will trade.
I think Bruno Lage is still out there,
right? Even though Villa sacked CVG, it looks like they'll probably be safe.
I don't think we could actually consider them to be relegation contenders even with CVG. A bit of a stretch. I think there's so many more teams that are worse than them.
Okay.
Right. Wolves are tanking for them, Leeds are doing their tank show also. So I think they should be safe, even if they have TVG. Just a bit suck to spend all the money, then you finish 17.
In terms of struggling at the bottom, there's also Leeds United. Manjun also mentioned, his favourite cool guy not having a very cool time of it. Fulham could have had led to 2 managerial sackings in the whole week. We got Stevie G sacked. We nearly got Jesse Marsch sacked also. Now winless in 8 games. Their last win was 3-0 against Chelsea. How much in trouble are Leeds?
I think it's quite in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch this game the last 15 minutes. So I saw the Willian goal. Pretty sick. Yeah. But I don't know, there's it feels like the same team that Bielsa had. Not really but it feels like that. But there's something missing with this team. Patrick Bamford looks like he's been through a war and come back at that. Some PTSD. He just can't do anything right. I don't know what's wrong with him.
They do have quite a few new players that maybe not quite clicking yet also. I've got the Brendan Aronson, Sinistera and all that. Have to ask England, Leeds are away to Liverpool. That's their next match. I think fair to say that if Jesse Marsch loses this, he shouldn't lose his job because losing to Liverpool is kind of expected.
I mean, I expect Liverpool to bounce back and show that the Nottingham Forest result was the fluke and not the previous run of form. And they definitely still have it in them to trash teams, like the 6-1 result against Rangers and against Bournemouth too, especially when the team is sort of like down. So, and I think Jesse Marsch will get sacked if it's like a 6-1 result.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if you lose like 1-0 to Liverpool, those sort, I think he's spared for another week. Yeah, but I expect a reaction from Liverpool. I think it'll be 2-0 Liverpool.
I'll go another 3-0. I think 3-0 he gets one more game. 4-0 he's out.
Talking fine margins. Okay, Manjun.
Actually, I think even if he wins Liverpool, he should get sacked.
Huh? Why?
No, look at the thing. He has 2 points in the last 8 games. Like for fuck.
Then shouldn't they just sack him now?
No, must show their stand. I don't know. I don't think. But yeah, let me guess. Yeah, I go 3-0.
3-0. Okay. I just checked after Liverpool Leeds are against Bournemouth. I think they'll keep him around at least for that. If he loses or he draws against Bournemouth, then maybe he can sack him. They were actually my pick for relegation. I think England also chose Leeds for his bottom 3 or so. And then when they started the season with back-to-back wins, I was like, shit, so fast out already. But luckily, that's the only 2 wins this season. Do you think this is the most open relegation fight in quite a while?
I think so. I think we struggle so hard to pick a bottom 3. And then like the supposedly mid-table or like pushing one suddenly flops so hard that we find even teams like Leicester in the bottom 3 is ridiculous. So I think because of teams screwing up, right, that it becomes very, very exciting and open.
A lot of people, you're always looking at one like dead on arrival one. A lot of people thought it would be Forest. Now they win 1-0 against Liverpool. People are thinking, maybe this is the catalyst for them to go on a run or so. We don't know.
I thought we thought it was Bournemouth that would be the...
Yeah.
And now they are not there.
Correct, that's why.
Also not far from there though.
Yeah,
correct,
yes,
correct. I think just a few weeks only. That's the thing. All of us are waiting for them to screw up. But they keep getting results. Hey, Scully tonight, they win against West Ham. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Looking at the spread of the games, right, it's like, I don't think it's just a relegation. It's like throughout the table, all the teams are still not too far from each other. There's no gap anywhere. Like you can say, like, maybe from like 6 onwards, it's like 6 and 7. There's a big gap, or a large gap from like 1 and 2, right? But maybe it's because it's only very early in the season.
That's true.
But that's the thing. Like all the relegation teams now also pick up quite a lot of points. It's like like the bottom 3 are like 9 points, and then the rest above them are just like 1 win away and 1 loss away from the bottom 3. So yeah, very open.
Yeah, that's true. Like Forest won, they're still bottom. Like at the end of the match week. So there's quite a competitive bottom of the table. Yeah, so luckily Fulham will have twice as many points as Forest.
That's your benchmark.
No. I think it'll be tough to keep up that benchmark. But for now, when the numbers are small, we can still talk about it. Man City against Leicester. Now suddenly rejuvenated out of the bottom 3. Brendan Rodgers, like second coming of Jesus like that. 4-0 win against Wolves. Can you say maybe Leicester are now like back to their groove again, or is it just a case of 2 bad teams that they face? I guess ask England for this.
Yeah, I mean they were the bad team at the bottom of the table, so I do think they are sort of out of their slump. But I mean, I think they will gradually get back to their level, but the level is not very high. It's still going to be like mid-table, and I guess they're on their way there. And I think their past 4 games has been not bad, only 1 loss. So I think in the result at the start of the season was just a down period for the team. But luckily for Brendan Rodgers, he has like gathered enough credit for himself to outlast that period. So like if he didn't get sacked then I think Leicester bounced back now. His job will be safe again. If he ends up mid-table, I think they will still give him another season.
I don't think we'll see Leicester getting anything out of this game, even though Leicester now scoring for fun.
Yeah, I don't think they will. The teams they've done well against are not so strong in attack. Like Wolves has always struggled to score, even with Diego Costa, whatever, right? Haaland is a different beast, the whole midfield. Yeah, I think Leicester will struggle. We'll see. This is probably their like averaging game. Bring them back down to earth a bit. Yeah, so I don't think Leicester will be that good, even though they're at home. City 2-0.
3-1 to City.
I got 2-1 2-1 Man City win.
I'm going to give Leicester a goal also, but Man City win 3-1. Some Spurs fans already jumping the wagon and saying that maybe Antonio Conte should be sacked. I feel it's a little bit of Spurs fans getting ahead of themselves. They're expecting a title challenger. Spurs, before this week, had their best start to a season since 64-65. Only because they've got back-to-back defeats to Man U and to Newcastle. But surely Spurs will beat Bournemouth. You can start with Manju.
Can't say surely but I think likely 1-0 Spurs win.
Okay, it does seem a very Spurs result. I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs win also.
Yeah, I think Spurs not doing very well now. I think this is sort of their rough patch. Don't know how long it's going to last. But if they lose to Bournemouth, it's like a sort of like a crisis already.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't see that happening. I think also 1-0 Spurs. Barely managed to scratch out a win.
It's okay. I think if Bournemouth beats Spurs, a lot of people also crisis already. Actually, everyone down the bottom is like, shit, Bournemouth are going to get out of it. Okay, Robin.
I'll go a bit more. I'll give 2-0 to Spurs.
Another team with an interim manager not doing as well as Gary O'Neill is Wolves. Wolves will be away to Brentford. If you're a Wolves fan, surely you'll be a little bit concerned. Like your team, now without Bruno Lage, they're struggling to find a new manager. Seems a bit rudderless also. Like they cannot score goals. Don't know when the next win is coming from. Lost to nearest rivals Leicester also.
Yeah, I think I'll be very worried because this lack of goal scoring comes from like way back already. I think last year we've been mentioning it a lot of times. Not always Wolves is the team that play decently, but just freaking cannot score. Then it's not even about the striker they sign anymore. Because now Costa can score, but maybe he's just not fit. Then cannot always rely on the Jimenez guy. I think he's not the same since the injury. And that's fair lah. Then Huang Hee-chan suddenly just disappeared, sit on the bench and warm.
What did he do there?
Yeah, he disappeared already then. Adama is the same, no end product. Just a rugby player on the wrong pitch. Yeah, so the problems are there for a while. So as a Wolves fan, I'd be damn worried lah. But at the same time, you get rid of the manager without a plan. That's also very stupid. Yeah, could have just at least leave him there as like a puppet, While you go and sort things out behind the scene. Yeah, this doesn't look good for Wolves. Quite sad to say because I think their team is good enough. I like their new midfielder though. What's it, Mateus or something?
No, Mateus.
Yeah, it's not bad. But you need a striker. You need a Chris Wood to keep you in the Premier League.
God damn, that's right.
Yeah. How did Burnley survive? Chris Wood.
So you think Wolves should appoint Sean Dyche?
Why not? Maybe
Actually, can.
Yeah.
Actually, it feels like an Aston Villa kind of signing at Sean Dyche. Now you mentioned it.
Aston Villa?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Are you sure?
He suits the colours. No, I don't know.
Same colour.
Honestly, I feel like the Aston Villa role is like quite a good one now. So you have all the good players there. We're just waiting for the right person to come in to develop them or like to make them play as a squad.
Can they sign Rooney and bring another ex-player?
My God, Rooney is disaster. That's a disaster. Oh my God.
I still don't know how Wayne Rooney is a manager about. Whatever.
I think Rooney comes in, then he want to be like those kind of like player come managers kind of thing.
When player come manager, like what he also plays also.
He did that in US, no man.
No, I don't think he's playing lah.
No man. He did that in US.
He's a sub himself on.
Fuck it, he goes go.
Okay, I guess we can start with Manjun, Brentford Wolves.
I think Brentford should bounce back lah. I don't think they will let themselves be hunted much like that. 2-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I agree. Brentford at home is way better than away, so 2-0 also.
I think it's gonna be. Is it time for them to win a bit to make the relegation fight more interesting?
More interesting.
Yeah, I think gonna be 1-0 Wolves. Gonna edge out a win.
Oh, that will be
okay. That is a coupon buster. I guess most people will say Wolves completely out of form. Actually, weirdly enough, because Forest, even though they're below Wolves, but because of their 1-0 win against Liverpool, I think if you're talking about this, any team that is like looks like they're going to go down, I think Wolves quite bad signs. Currently, they can't score. That's always a big problem. And whenever they do score, they always concede very early also right after that. I think bad signs are for Wolves. Very similar with Leeds also. But for this game. Gonna go Brentford to bounce back also. 2-1 Brentford. I just contradicted myself. I said Wolves cannot score. I gave them 1 goal. But okay, now mind.
No, they say when they score, they concede. So
Yes, that's true. Maybe that will happen. Yeah, they can still score penalties though. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, this is the game, and it's definitely least lah. Crystal Palace against Southampton.
I want to like Crystal Palace, yeah, so I'll just go there 1-0.
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with Crystal Palace, but I fucking hate Southampton. I think they just go down.
Okay.
Why?
I feel they can't waste time. They're like Burnley. But yeah.
But they haven't gone down in a while.
I don't need to be a boring game. Can I go 2-2 lah?
Why you want it to be a boring game? You watching me?
No lah, but then
it will be a boring game. This is the boring game.
Then it'll be the most boring 2-2 you ever seen lah.
Okay, I mean
it'll be like 2 penalties each. Yeah,
I think Southampton drawing with Arsenal gonna be the highlight of their week. So after that, they're gonna lose to Crystal Palace. It usually happens on it's like you get a freak result somewhere, and then you just lose the next game. So I think Crystal Palace gonna bounce back, gonna win 2-1.
We're gonna go Southampton win 2-1. Nowadays, very in trend to have old centre backs. Got Thiago Silva. West Ham got Craig Dawson.
Yeah.
West Ham got Craig Dawson. God damn it, that one. Yeah.
Still have.
No, Fulham also got Tim Ream, also fucking old. So I also thought he won't make it also, but somehow he's that first choice.
He's not that old. I thought early 30s only.
I think he's 33.
He runs like 36.
Okay, I don't think it's a recent thing. There's always been
old centre
backs.
Must always have one token old man. James Milner is the old guy in Liverpool.
I think James Milner is the oldest guy in the Premier League.
No lah, no.
Not some random keeper, man.
Oh no, I think maybe Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo is older than Milner.
37, 38?
Really? So old?
I think so.
Then why nobody calling him an old man? What the hell?
I think everyone is calling him old man. Is he own self don't want to be called old?
Correct. He's the only one who doesn't call himself old anymore.
Yeah, he just take out his shirt and who you calling old?
But when they always do the comparison, it's always when James Milner was this age, then this player not even bodied.
Yeah. They always try to
I think oldest player in the Winner League is what? Thiago Silva, right? Is it something like that?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
He's damn old. He's almost 40. Yeah.
At least 38.
Okay, that makes it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Thiago Silva also.
Silva is 38, is it?
Yeah, I think
so. 38.
38.
Ronaldo 39. 37.
Okay, so maybe he's second oldest.
Let's see. Ronaldo is 37.
Okay.
James Milner 40.
I think
the conclusion to this is that Tim Ream is fucking young lah. It's like
James Milner 36.
Tim Ream in his prime, yeah.
He's determined to outlast Messi. He wait for Messi retire, then he retire.
Confirm one. Everything is about that one.
I thought there's this recent.
I think he's scared he retire, then Messi overtake his record or something.
I thought he already hit it.
No, yeah, but in case he retire, then maybe I don't know. Messi go to like some other club, start scoring a lot of goals or something.
Yeah, hit.
Then he cannot come back and like outscore him.
Total goals.
The Champions League record.
Is that the only record he has? Or like the total goals? 817. Messi only 780. 40 goals behind. One season enough.
40 goals.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, like okay, 2 good seasons maybe.
Might as well go MLS, then he can score a lot of goals.
Don't tell him come S League.
S League on that 6,000 per one.
Cannot. Maybe if Shopee doing well, but they're not doing well now. 500k.
He goes sailors. I think that ticket not $15 that one. I think $150. Yeah. I think even if it comes to sailors, they'll still lose to Albrechts next season.
Speaking of that game, I don't think we've actually talked about it ever since we went.
Oh yeah,
so what do you think about that game? First of all, what's the score?
It's 4-2 to Albrechts. Was it?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, how's the turnout?
Not bad. It's
full stadium.
Did you tell them that we missed the first goal, for fuck's sake?
I didn't say that. We missed the first goal because there were that many fans queuing to get into the stadium.
Huh? What the hell? Oh.
Yeah, so we missed the first goal.
Never mind. 6 goals.
Yeah. I mean, we watched the rest of the goals, but yeah. There's particularly one player that I think Manjun likes.
Okay, I think I got 2. It's either the Jack Grealish of the Albrechts, or it's freaking Hassan Sani.
Oh, Hassan Sani made a mistake, right?
He made 2 mistakes. So basically, TLDR, Hassan Sani cost them the title. disappointing.
Yeah, but overall, how do you would you recommend people to watch an S League game?
Yes lah. I think yes lah. I mean, you have nothing to do because S League games tend to be very high scoring.
That's true.
Yeah, so if you go there just for the lols, right? Then sure, let's go for it lah.
Well, if you don't support anyone, then it's like go just go.
No, support lah. They got fan club one. Don't mind gay, mind got fan club one. Oh.
That's true. Got fan club. Yeah, even got one auntie approach us and asked us whether we want to join the fan club or not.
Holy shit! Wow.
Confirm the player's mother or something.
The Albrecht, I don't know. Yeah, but not bad. I think can recommend. Maybe don't go for all the top. I think it's fine. You can go for all the Zaplang because I think all the Zaplang games are also quite high scoring. Like this season got this season. I think this season was it Albrecht's Hougang or Tampines Hougang? I think the score was at 9-4, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bank for, but it's almost $1 a goal. Yeah, but okay, not bad. I think we're already a solid 9 out of 10. Just for the loss. Yeah.
Okay, so what will make it a 10 out of 10?
Don't know. The game wasn't so crappy lah.
Okay, that's like a big part of it, but okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The defending quite sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Really, I thought no pressing.
It's like any true ball will go past and will go through it.
Well, yeah.
It's almost guaranteed. That's why I can get 9-4 as kind of score. Yeah.
I think that's where you really see the difference. It's the defending that's very tricky.
What? You're saying the attack up to standard?
No, I'm not saying the attack up to standard. But I'm saying the defending is particularly tricky. I think it's okay, like you can see patterns of play, but it's just the defending sucks. You know?
It's the defense make the offense look good sometimes.
Correct.
But I thought they say defense is the easiest part. Don't need star players. You just to work as a team.
That's why defense wins you titles.
But defense wins you titles. That means on current form, right?
Newcastle
title winners 22-23.
Let's go.
Denburn. Does it
do a Leicester City, man? Long staff is your Danny drink water.
Even though we know nothing, hopefully today you've learned something. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.